So it's been a while since I released a part of this What If. So I'll do a quick recap. So on the last What If video, Chi wants to get Gohan back from Piccolo. So she decided that the best way to do so was to train on Kami's lookout and surpass Piccolo in terms of power. During this time, she actually manages to surpass Tien in terms of power, showcasing her prowess and skills. However, the mother-son duo was never reunited until the day Nappa and Vegeta arrived. This is because Chi was unable to catch up with Piccolo in terms of power. During this fight, Yamcha was unfortunately killed by the Cyberman when he lets down his guard and the Cyberman clutches onto him and self-destructs. However, the cooperation and teamwork between the Z fighters allows for Nappa to be overwhelmed and defeated. Vegeta, who was disgraced and disgusted by the defeat of Nappa, throws Nappa up into the air and kills him once and for all. Right after this, Goku turns up at the battlefield and fights Vegeta. And during this fight, Goku powers up the Kaioken times 4 and was able to overwhelm Vegeta's Galactic Gun completely, defeating him. Now, the Z fighters will have to decide what to do with Vegeta as they venture on into the Frieza saga. What will happen in this arc? Well, we'll find out today on Dragon Ball Z. So, Goku was facing an internal conflict regarding Vegeta. He had just seen Vegeta mercilessly kill Nappa. However, after some rational thinking, Goku decides that he will spare Vegeta. After all, he had a lot of fun fighting him. Obviously, Krillin will be the first one to reject his idea. Krillin immediately steps forward, wanting to kill Vegeta, but Goku stops him, telling him that Vegeta is a valuable asset. Vegeta, seeing this opportunity, tells Goku that he needs his help. He tells Goku about the backstory of Frieza and how Frieza eradicated all the Saiyans and even killed his biological father. After this conversation, Goku decides that he will help Vegeta defeat this Frieza and kill this space tyrant and prevent the suffering of others in the future. So one thing to note before I go on is that Piccolo didn't die in this fight. This means Kami is still alive and the Dragon Balls are good. So Yamcha can just be revived a year later. And the Z fighters actually have no need to even go to Namek to search for any Dragon Balls. Anyways, let's move on. Goku allows Vegeta to recuperate naturally at Capsule Corporation. He didn't give Vegeta a senzu bean immediately because he still doesn't trust Vegeta fully. Meanwhile, Goku goes and seeks Bulma for her scientific knowledge. He asks Bulma whether she could build the gravity chamber for him, which may allow him to use up to higher levels of the Kaioken. Unfortunately for Gohan, during this time, Chi tells Gohan to go back to study, because Gohan has fallen back on his studies a lot in the past year. However, due to Chi being accustomed to the idea of training was actually used as small break sessions in between Gohan's studying sessions, so Gohan doesn't fall back on his training too much, which will benefit him a lot later on in this story. So, after a few days, the gravity chamber is finally fully built. Goku and Piccolo start working hard in the gravity chamber as they push their bodies past their limits, allowing them to grow much stronger. Unfortunately for the humans, they are unable to use the gravity chamber together with Goku and Piccolo. This is because their power levels are just far below both of their power levels, and thus their bodies may not be able to handle the stress that Goku and Piccolo put themselves under. One fine day, when Goku and Piccolo were training, Goku suddenly hears a voice in his head. This person was none other than King Kai. King Kai was communicating telepathically with Goku. He tells Goku urgently that Frieza was on his way to Namek. Frieza was going there to get the Dragon Balls and achieve his wish of immortality. This shocked Goku right to the core. Goku knew that Frieza was super strong, and if he was immortal, he would be unbeatable. Just at this time, Vegeta recovers from his injuries, and now Goku, Piccolo, and Vegeta start making their way to Namek. It was around a 6-day trip, and they trained intensely during this period of time, allowing them to grow much stronger, especially Goku, who can now use up to Kaioken times 20 in short bursts. Goku was really excited to explore this new planet and all the wonders it can bring. For Vegeta, Vegeta was a veteran. He travels to different planets all the time and wasn't really very impressed by Namek. Of course, Piccolo is the only one that feels weird here. I mean, this was his homeland, this was where he came from, yet he doesn't really remember much about Namek. Anyways, let's continue on with the story. At the village, they could sense huge energy sources emanating from the village. Of course, they were none other than Frieza and his henchmen. Goku takes a look at the Dragon Radar and realizes that they already have 5 Dragon Balls and were very close to achieving their wish of immortality. So, they suppress their power levels and then immediately make their way over to that village. As they see what was going on, they realized that Dodario was about to kill a small Namekian child. Of course, this child was then dead, but they still don't know Dennis' name yet. Piccolo immediately jumps in. He was not about to see his own kind being killed by others. So, he runs in and kicks Dodario out of the way. Dodario was pissed off. Who the heck was this Namekian? They didn't even see him before. He was wearing this weird white cape and seems to be pretty confident of himself. Dodario wants to kill Piccolo for interfering. Meanwhile, Goku and Vegeta, who were still suppressing their power levels, were actually still hidden behind the rock. They did not know whether it was a good idea to interfere just like that. And now, Piccolo faces off against Dodario. Will Piccolo be able to defeat Dodario? Will Frieza get his wish of immortality? Well, we have to find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.